Hello everybody, welcome back to another vlog from yours truly. My name is Lexi, and welcome to my channel. So for today, I don't really have anything huge planned. I figured I'd just catch you up on my life because it's been pretty go lately. So I went to a thrift shop and got some clothes, so I'm going to show you guys my haul for that, and then also I would like to kind of catch you guys up on what I've been doing on the deployment bucket list, and also some of my fall decor. So if you can see in the background here, I got some leaves and some more leaves, and I got a little cute pumpkins and gourds and some candles down there. So, to catch you guys up, I don't remember exactly which book I was on when I last vlogged a vlog for the deployment bucket list, reading list. I might have been on The Wake of the Lorelei Lee, perhaps. I have since finished the rest of the series, so there's 4 other books here, so I'm just going to catch you up on that. The next one is The Mark of the Golden Dragon, and then Viva Jacquelina, where she takes off to Spain, and Boston Jackie. And it's really interesting because this book in particular really gets into like the turn of the century interesting political things that are going on in Boston at the time, and it's really fascinating to get into that in this historical fiction series. I really like it. And then the last one is Wild Rover No More, kind of a foreboding kind of picture on the front there, huh? But it's a really great series. I read most of them back in high school and I was rereading them, but I had never read the last 2, so that would have been the Boston Jackie and the Wild Rover No More. So that was really cool to finally get to close the page on that series. And then right now I'm working on reading a book called, one moment here, I'm gonna bring you with me, Yes, Chef. It's a memoir, it's a biography, autobiography, from Marcus Samuelsson. So I'm not too far into it, it's just his background of like his childhood and stuff right now. But it's really interesting. It's obviously about a chef. I had never heard of Marcus Samuelsson until this book. But it's pretty good so far. I really enjoy it, and I'm not usually into biographies or autobiographies because I find nonfiction to be kind of boring, actually, but this one is actually kind of interesting. I prefer historical fiction. That's my favorite genre to read because I really love getting a different point of view of history, and because I always struggled in history class to really like get the big picture of what was going on in the world at certain moments and the dates and things like that. But with historical fiction, it puts you in those times, and it's really interesting as long as it's actually, you know, accurate to the era. So yeah, that's about all I have to catch you guys up on. I just sent my second care package to Justin a few days ago. So he has received my first one, which was nice, and yeah, so just living, surviving, I guess. I'm gonna head up to my hometown for the weekend and do some more wedding planning, and just kind of relax with my family. And and I will show you guys my my clothing haul from thrift shopping really quick. Okay, so I got 6 pieces. So the first one I got is this really nice brown sweater. It's kind of a lighter sweater, so it'll be more for fall, not really into winter. Brown's not really a winter color anyway to me. It is Tommy Hilfiger, so it is a really nice brand. It's a nice sweater. Next, I have this black sweater. It's a V-neck and it's from Apartment 9. And it is on the thinner side as well, so I'd probably layer it. Definitely I'm gonna wear a scarf with it when it gets pretty chilly outside.
Next we have this turtleneck. And it's not as high of a turtleneck as some of the other turtlenecks that I've seen, which I like. I don't like those turtlenecks that feel like they're almost strangling you. And this is from Leo and Nicole, it looks like. Next is this. So this sweater is a little oversized, but I absolutely love it. It is one of the softest things I've ever worn in my life. It is so soft. When I tried it on, I could not believe how comfy it was. This is Ellen Tracy. And then this is my one flannel that I found. I did find another flannel that I liked, but as I was taking it off, I realized there was a big hole in the elbow. So I decided that I didn't really want to get that one. This is St. John's Bay. And I just thought the pattern and the colors were kind of fun. I don't usually go with this busy of a flannel. I usually go with more of a basic one like the red and the black, or I have an orange and brown one, but this one's kind of fun. And then I found one pair of jeans. I was actually originally going to find work jeans and flannels, and unfortunately I only could find one pair of jeans that was in my size, and these are silver jeans, which usually are very expensive, and I got them for I think $7. So they fit like a dream, and they're really nice. So this is my haul that I got from Goodwill today.
Alright, so that is what I got I actually went to Goodwill for all of that. It's really hard to find pants on secondhand shops that are my size. I mean, I must have a really common jean size or something, I guess. They're always gone. There's always, what's left is like the super skinny people jeans, you know, like the size 0 or size 1s that I can never fit into because I have hips, as do most Midwestern women. So yeah, that was my haul. You're all caught up now. I think I might also show you guys my secret recipe to making spaghetti, actually, because that, I mean, cooking is supposed to be part of this vlog, so I don't know, yeah, I think I will. So I'm gonna video that later tonight, and I will add it to this vlog, and I'll show you guys how I make my spaghetti, and it's really good. It's so good. I will tell you, I am a vegetarian, so there is no meat in this spaghetti. I use zucchini and onions, lots of garlic, a specialty olive oil that's really hard to find, and I start with a normal Prego sauce base, and then I add to it. So I will show you how I make my spaghetti, and then after that I will close the vlog. So alright, so welcome to my kitchen. So I'm going to be making spaghetti for you today. I already have salted the water, and I'm going to, let me start on the ingredients. So I use 2 cloves of garlic. I really like garlic. You could do less if you want. I use a sweet yellow onion, zucchini. I usually only use about 1/4 of a zucchini. I have basil and thyme and rosemary, and then I use lemon juice, Marsala cooking wine. I've used sherry and I've used other red wines, and I think Marsala is the best flavor-wise. And then I use Prego, the roasted garlic and herb sauce, as my sauce base, and then I, you know, make it better. and then to top it all off, I use this infused wild mushroom and sage olive oil. It's from Cateau de Prairie. It's from an olive oil company in Brookings, which is where I went to college, and so I came across it when they had a free olive oil and balsamic vinegar tasting, and I really loved it, and it was great in spaghetti. So it just amps up the flavor and makes it so much deeper, and it's amazing. They have other flavors too, which are amazing. I'm going to be making tacos later this week,
with a cilantro and onion infused olive oil that I got recently. And so I'm really excited to try that. Many of you might already know this, but I am vegetarian, so I am not vegan, and I do eat fish, so I guess technically I'm classified as a pescatarian, but not many people know what that is, so it's just easier to say vegetarian. So I do eat fish. Unfortunately, though, most of the fish dishes on many restaurant menus involve shrimp, and I really don't like shrimp. It's just a textural thing. I just really don't like shrimp. So I usually tend to just eat vegetarian, and I do eat vegetarian when I'm at home. It's usually when I'm out at a restaurant is when I have, salmon, or, from Subway they have the tuna salad sandwich or whatever. So, like I've mentioned before, I have the water salted. I'm gonna turn on the burner for that, and then I'm going to throw this garlic into, I have a pan here with olive oil. I use extra virgin olive oil, and I try to get a glass bottle, and I try to get like a dark glass bottle, because that is the best container to store olive oil in. It keeps it fresh longer. So then I'm just going to take, I don't know, I'd say this is probably about 1/3 of a cup of onions. I am not a master chef by any means, and I definitely don't measure anything out when it comes to me cooking. Unless it's a new recipe, then I usually follow it pretty closely. But this recipe I've tailored so much to my tastes that I don't really even measure it at all. So I throw the onions and the garlic all in a pan together with the olive oil, and I put that on medium-low and let that heat up. And while that is heating up, I am going to chop up some zucchini. So I usually cut it, I would say this is probably about 1/2 inch thick, and they're just in rounds, and I usually cut about 5 or 6 of them. And then I take those and cut them in half, so they are half circles. And if you want, you can go even farther and cut them into fourths as well. It's up to you. Alright, so our onions and garlic are nice and simmering. The onions are starting to get translucent, so now we're going to add our zucchini. So just add those to the pan. Try to make sure that they're spread out pretty well amongst the onions so they can kind of get that flavor in them. And try to get them touching the bottom of the pan if you can, just so they can cook faster. And then this is where I add the lemon juice. You don't need very much. I actually have the part that controls how much comes out. I had one time where it was a new bottle and it didn't have that controlling thing, and I put way too much lemon juice in it. So make sure you get the bottle. I think the brand, it's just called Real Lemon. And so I just kind of drizzle it a little bit all over the pan. If I had to put an amount on it, I'm guessing I would use like a tablespoon. It's not much. And then I use my herbs and spices. So I prefer to use the fresh herbs, but my rosemary plant died this past couple months, and my basil plant also died, and for some reason, for the life of me, I cannot keep a thyme plant alive. I've tried. I've had a couple different thyme plants, and they've all just within a few months have died, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I honestly don't know. but I'm not very specific. I just sprinkle the spices, herbs, whatever you want to call them, all over the pan. Not too much, not too heavy. I mean, I'll give you a peek at my pan really quick to see what it looks like. So this is what we got going on. We got some nice herbs and spices in there with the onions and the garlic and the zucchini. And over here we have the water starting to boil. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put the pasta in the water. I'll rotate you guys a little bit so you can watch me. So I actually eat a lot of pasta. I don't measure out servings, and then I usually make too much, but I always eat it all, so it works out well. So I just kind of get a handful of the pasta, and I usually break it in half, and then just drop it in. Make sure you stir it to try to prevent it from clumping. I would absolutely love to someday take a pasta making class, because I think that making your own pasta would be a super cool, and I've never had fresh made pasta, and I've just heard that it tastes so much better than boxed pasta, and I would love to be able to experience that. Alright, so now we're popping back over to the zucchini and onion pan. From here we're going to flip over all of the zucchini pieces, and they should be pretty well cooked for now. I mean, they're going to cook more, but they should be starting to soften up. So we're going to flip them all over so it's spice side down now. Alright, and then we're going to take our Marsala cooking wine, and we're going to put about, I'd say 2 tablespoons, enough to make sure that there's a little bit in all the areas of the pan, but not too much where it's swimming in it. And then just let that simmer for a little bit longer. In the meantime, make sure you're stirring your pasta, because angel hair pasta cooks very quickly, so that's why I didn't get it started until kind of late in the process. We are just about done. Alright, so from here we're going to add the Prego sauce. So up until this point, all the spices and herbs and flavoring we've been doing has been to the onions and the zucchini and those components. However, now it's going to be integrated into the sauce. Now, I like a lot of sauce in my spaghetti. I just like a lot of sauce on all of my dishes. It just gives it great flavor, and I don't know, it's better to have too much sauce than too little, in my opinion. So I usually use like 1/3 of the jar. Yeah, 1 jar of Prego only lasts me 3 dishes. I know, crazy. So then just kind of stir everything together in the pan. Make sure it's well incorporated, and then just let the sauce heat up. Let it get heated up in the pan. Keep an eye on your noodles. They should be about done, I think, as should the sauce. I love it when things end up getting done all at the same time. It means that I planned everything out very well, and that is a very satisfying feeling. Alright, now that the sauce is heated up, I apologize, that was loud. We are going to top it off with our specialty olive oil. Now, I will say that because this is hard to find, they do have a website. So this is how you spell their company. And they are in Brookings. Their website is cdpoliveoil.com. So the Couture des Prairies, cdpoliveoil.com. And you can order it online. They'll send you the bottles in the mail. That's what I'm going to be doing when I move up to Alaska, because I won't be able to come back and get this awesome olive oil every few months or whatever. So you really do not need very much of this. It's strong. So just drizzle it really lightly into the sauce. I only put about a teaspoon, maybe a teaspoon and a half of that specialty olive oil in here, and it just gives it a really nice, it just finishes out the flavors really well. I can't explain it any better than that. You're just gonna have to make this recipe and find out for yourself. Alright, so I'm pretty sure our spaghetti is done. Sorry, angel hair pasta. So I'm just going to put this in this handy dandy bowl I have here. Oh yeah, another weird thing about me, I don't ever use strainers for pasta. I don't know why, I just don't. I usually just get it out with a fork, all the pasta. Alright, so our sauce is done as well, perfect timing. Just going to pour that on top of the spaghetti. And of course, I always make way too much sauce. I can't help it. Whatever I do, I always end up with too much. Alright, and then I just finish it off with Frigo shredded Parmesan. I just put some of that on top. I shouldn't say a little bit. I put a lot of cheese on this. And this is the finished product. Like you can see, I made way too much sauce, but it's delicious, so I don't really care. So I'm going to enjoy this dinner, and I will see you guys next week. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you later.